This evening, first up, floodwaters are finally receding. All 16 pump stations serving Georgetown are fully operational, and the government says the drainage system held up under days of relentless rain. But the warning remains: stop dumping garbage in the canals. Also, over 424,000 Guyanese have now received their $100,000 cash grant, totaling more than $42 billion paid out. If you have not registered yet, the portal is still open and waiting. Then, behind closed doors, in the homes of people they trust, elder abuse continues largely unseen. Minister Persaud marks World Elderly Abuse Awareness Day with a stark warning about financial exploitation, and they call for seniors to protect themselves before it is too late. Meanwhile, a Guyanese woman living in New York is convicted on multiple felony charges after hiding her husband's income, lying under oath, and collecting nearly $30,000 in public assistance she was never entitled to. Sentencing is set for August. And the UK announces a total ban on social media for children under 16, with Prime Minister Keir Starmer hoping the law passes by year-end, a move that could reshape childhood online far beyond Britain's borders. Those stories and more coming up. Stay with us. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for June 16, 2026. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, consistent rainfall continues to impact low-lying communities, but government officials says all drainage systems are functioning as floodwaters begin to recede across affected areas. The government says all 16 pump stations serving Georgetown and surrounding areas are fully operational as efforts continue to reduce flooding caused by heavy rainfall. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa said that rainfall has been consistent, resulting in water accumulation in several communities, including South Georgetown, Bel Air, and parts of the east coast of Demerara. Speaking on Monday, the minister said floodwaters have been steadily receding as the country's drainage infrastructure continues to function effectively. He explained that all pump stations, sluices, and drainage systems are operating, with authorities maintaining round-the-clock monitoring to ensure excess water is removed from affected areas. Mustafa also noted that additional pumps have been installed since the last major rainfall event to strengthen the country's drainage capacity and improve its response to severe weather. The minister urged residents to dispose of garbage responsibly, warning that waste dumped into canals and drainage channels can obstruct water flows and worsen flooding during periods of intense rainfall. The National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, together with neighborhood democratic councils and regional democratic councils, continues to monitor the situation and respond to drainage issues across affected communities. Moving on. Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, says the government's national $100,000 cash grant distribution continues to progress smoothly, with the total number of citizens processed now exceeding 424,000 and amounting to over $42.5 billion. Dr. Singh recalled that on March 19, 2026, over 48,000 central government employees, including public servants, teachers, and members of the discipline service, received their grants amounting to $4.9 billion in additional income. He also noted that since the online portal launched on March 26, 2026, a total of close to 280,000 citizens have successfully self-registered and received their grants, while just over 4,000 persons remain at various stages of the registration process. Combined with central government employees, this brings the total number of citizens paid via direct bank transfer to over 328,000. To reach citizens without access to banking facilities, including those in remote and hinterland communities, shut-ins, and residents of shelters, hostels, and senior citizen homes, government teams registered these individuals for check payments. Dr. Singh said close to 96,300 persons across these categories have since been processed. The minister is encouraging all eligible Guyanese who have not yet registered to do so via the portal at cashgrant.gov.gy, noting that those needing assistance with registration can also indicate this through the website. In other news, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to protecting senior citizens, with Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Persaud calling for greater awareness and action to combat elder abuse. Speaking at the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day 2026 observance at the Police Officers' Mess Annex in Georgetown on Monday, Dr. Persaud said many cases of abuse remain hidden, with perpetrators often being relatives or other trusted individuals. She highlighted economic and financial exploitation as one of the most common forms of abuse affecting older persons, where individuals are deprived of control over their finances or property. The minister said addressing these issues remain a priority for the ministry, whose team continued to conduct public education and awareness campaigns across the country. Dr. Persaud also urged senior citizens to exercise caution when dealing with property transactions and legal documents to protect themselves from exploitation. As part of broader efforts to improve the quality of life for older persons, the minister announced plans to expand community-based programs that encourage social engagement, digital literacy, and active aging. She said initiatives such as the ministry's Golden Generation program and community hubs are aimed at keeping seniors connected, empowered, and actively involved in their communities. The minister encouraged elderly citizens to continue sharing their knowledge, skills, and experience while taking advantage of opportunities designed to promote independence and well-being in their late years. Stick around when we return. Guyanese woman convicted in U.S. $28,000 welfare fraud scheme in New York, and government moves ahead with operator for gas energy plant.
Hey there! It's that time of year again, and Sharon Cadogan Taylor brings you the 7th edition of Dedication to Daddy under the theme Like Father, Like Son. National Cultural Center, Sunday, June 21 at 8 p.m. VIP tickets, including cocktails in the Jazzy Lounge Plus, just $6,000. Regular tickets, $3,000. Bring Dad to enjoy an evening of sweet songs, dance, and drama, and fabulous door prizes. Dedication to Daddy 7. Sunday, June 21, 8 p.m. National Cultural Center. See you there.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. The government has taken another step towards bringing its gas-to-energy project into operation by selecting a company to run and maintain the project's natural gas liquids plant. The Office of the Prime Minister announced that Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited, in partnership with local company Guy Gas Incorporated, has been identified as the preferred operator following a competitive public bidding process. The Cabinet has approved the start of negotiations before a final agreement is signed. The natural gas liquids plant is a key part of the gas-to-energy project, which will process natural gas bought ashore from the Stabroek block. The facility is expected to produce cleaner, more affordable electricity while also extracting valuable products such as propane and butane for local use and export. The plant is scheduled to begin operations in the first quarter of 2027. Officials said selecting an experienced operator will help ensure the facility is run safely and efficiently from the start. The government also announced that Siemens Energy will oversee the operation and maintenance of the project's 300-megawatt power plant and coordinate operations across the entire gas-to-energy facility. A major focus of the agreement will be training Guyanese workers, with plans to gradually transfer the operation of the plant to local personnel through structured training and skills development. Before any contract is signed, the proposed agreement will undergo additional legal and technical reviews to ensure it meets industry standards and delivers value for money. The government said the gas-to-energy project remains central to its plan to provide more reliable, affordable, and cleaner energy, while creating jobs and building local expertise in the country's growing energy sector. A Guyanese national living in Rotterdam, New York, has been convicted on multiple felony charges after a jury found she fraudulently obtained more than US $28,000 in public assistance benefits over 4 years. The Schenectady County District Attorney's Office announced that 31-year-old Sonia Rajpal was found guilty on May 22nd following a 5-day trial. She was convicted of 1 count of grand larceny in the 3rd degree, 1 count of welfare fraud in the 3rd degree, 2 counts of perjury in the 1st degree, and 10 counts of offering a false instrument for filing in the 1st degree. Rajpal was acquitted on 1 additional count of the latter charge. A Schenectady County court judge presided over the trial. Prosecutor says Rajpal applied for SNAP benefits in March 2019 and was required to recertify roughly every 6 months. She also received benefits under the Home Energy Assistance Program. Between 2019 and November 2023, she failed to disclose income from a cleaning business and did not report that her husband lived in the household, omitting his income as well. By 2023, she had received about $740 per month in SNAP benefits, for which she would not have qualified. A search of her Rotterdam home, which she shared with her husband, uncovered evidence of their shared life, including family photographs throughout the residence. The couple also owned a second rented property generating unreported income. Rajpal further compounded the case by testifying falsely before a grand jury in May 2024, denying that she had joint bank accounts for access to her husband's income. Trial evidence showed the couple held 3 joint accounts and that she handled checks tied to the cleaning business. She is scheduled to be sentenced on August 7, 2026. Don't go away after the break. America's aging politicians. 80% of U.S. voters want age and term limits. And Trump-Netanyahu fallout exposes divisions over Iran deal.
Problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hey there, it's that time of year again, and Sharon Cadogan Taylor brings you the 7th edition of Dedication to Daddy under the theme Like Father, Like Son. National Cultural Center, Sunday, June 21 at 8 p.m. VIP tickets, including cocktails in the Jazzy Lounge Plus, just $6,000. Regular tickets, $3,000. Bring Dad to enjoy an evening of sweet songs, dance and drama, and fabulous door prizes. Dedication to Daddy 7, Sunday, June 21, 8 p.m. National Cultural Center. See you there.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I'm Dominic Hittins tonight. Ireland imposed new visa rules on 3 Caribbean nations and Nicaragua. A rare rift opens between Trump and Netanyahu over Iran talks. The UK moves to ban social media for under 16s. And US voters find rare common ground. Their politicians are too old. We will begin in the Caribbean. Ireland has introduced new visa requirements for citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and Nicaragua effective June 15. Officials cite the need to align immigration policy with the UK and Europe. The move follows growing scrutiny of Caribbean citizens by investment programs. Transitional arrangements allow travelers who book before June 15 to enter visa-free through July 14, 2026. A rare public rift has emerged between US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over US-led negotiation with Iran, straining one of Washington's most strategically significant alliances. Al Jazeera's Nora O'Day reports.
The Israeli Prime Minister has angered Donald Trump again. The U.S. president reportedly berated Benjamin Netanyahu for trying to derail the Iran deal, using expletives he later shared with the media. It was a rare public display of tension in the long-standing relationship between the U.S. and Israel. Until this rift, Donald Trump's time in office was viewed as a golden age for Israel.
Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House.
The U.S. president has given Israel unprecedented political and military support, going as far as imposing sanctions on UN officials and the International Criminal Court to shield Israel. Trump even intervened to end Netanyahu's corruption trials.
Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon. Come on.
Ending the Iran war is now straining Israel's most strategic alliance. Israel wants to maintain freedom to attack and invade anywhere in the region, an agenda that clashes with Trump's efforts to end the war. Trump says he calls the shots. Netanyahu will do what he wants. This has created a domestic crisis for the embattled Israeli prime minister. The opposition accuse him of taking orders from Washington.
Netanyahu simply stands by as indicted, weak, ill, isolated, and ineffective person.
His coalition allies are urging him to defy Trump's directives and push ahead, with the Lebanon invasion, attacking Iran, and even annexing the occupied West Bank. Israel's standing in the world depends on U.S. support. Defying Trump and obstructing the wins he seeks on the world stage risks losing backing among part of Trump's support base, which are crucial for Israel. Submitting to Trump's orders will likely sink the Israeli prime minister's bid for re-election and may land him in jail. It's a dilemma that may prove unsolvable even for a veteran politician like Netanyahu. Nora O'Day, Al Jazeera.
The UK Prime Minister has announced a total ban of social media access for children under the age of 16. Al Jazeera's Charlie Angela reports.
For many children and teenagers, this is playtime. Messages, memes, videos, hours every day on social media. But under new UK government plans, children under 16 will be locked out of social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, X and YouTube, restricted from live streaming, some gaming functions and messaging with strangers, the strictest changes in the world so far.
This will change the conversations that parents have and the expectations of children over time. It will make a huge difference. It will make our children safer. It will make our children happier. And will give them more time, more security, more freedom to grow up, more opportunity.
The ban follows a national consultation with 116,000 people, where 90% of parents backed a legal minimum age for social media access. Campaigners say this is long overdue, that social media companies have spent years monetizing children's attention, keeping them online for longer, and exposing them to risks that parents struggle to control.
What these restrictions will do will change the default. So we're not going to change it for every child, and there will be children who get around these things, but it's going to change the norm. Because at the moment we are handing our children over to this business model, and they've got unfettered access. So what we're going to do is just change that, and for the vast majority of children, it will really help them.
Screen time, wow, we're going in deep.
Peter Zavoznikov is 15, a young filmmaker who's explored the contradictions of social media through film, the isolation, the connection. He recognises the problems but doubts the ban will stop determined teenagers.
A big change for especially in our generation. We sort of use it as such a fundamental part of everything that we do day to day that I think most people will just try and find ways to bypass it. With the technology of VPNs, and I'm worried that a lot of people would download sketchy third-party software to do it.
The argument over whether the government should intervene is largely over. The question now is whether they can make it stick, because regulating technology is hard and regulating teenagers may be harder still. But the outcome could change how an entire generation experiences childhood. Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera, Southeast England.
There isn't much that Americans can agree on these days when it comes to politics. But there is one thing that almost all voters agree on, regardless of who they support, and that is that their politicians are too old. Al Jazeera's Rory Chadlands reports.
Donald Trump chose to celebrate his 80th birthday surrounded by people less than half his age. UFC fighters and their fans skew young, mostly men under 35.
I just can't believe that we're at the White House watching UFC fights.
Trump has busted many political norms. The White House has seen plenty of policy brawls, but never an actual cage fight. But in other ways, this scene was fitting. America's politicians are significantly older than the people they represent. Some have come to know the Senate as America's retirement home.
That's because the average age of US senators is 64. That's 2 years older than when you can first start claiming Social Security payments for early retirement. Meanwhile, the median age of House members is 57.
Chuck Grassley, the oldest sitting senator, is 92.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
Senate leader Mitch McConnell was 83 when age caught up with him, and he announced he wouldn't seek re-election.
So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
As for Donald Trump, well, he is the oldest person to ever be sworn in as US president. Joe Biden was 82 when he left office.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Barack Obama, an outlier, just 47 years old when he became president in 2009. So why are younger politicians, like Obama was, so notably unusual here?
For Congress, at least, where there are no term limits, incumbency has huge benefits. Sitting politicians have re-election rates of over 90%. There's little incentive to retire because longevity is rewarded with the top positions. It takes decades to build the money and the networks needed for effective fundraising. Plus, older Americans are just more reliable voters than younger ones, and they tend to favour what they see as experience.
But even the most powerful man in the world can't fight off old age indefinitely, and questions are increasingly being asked of Trump's capabilities.
Have you been at classified meetings where Donald Trump has fallen asleep or had trouble staying awake?
I've never been at any meeting where, and the things you're showing me now, he was not falling asleep.
The White House and the president's personal physician insist he is in excellent health. And certainly, US politicians prove that in this town, age ain't nothing but a number. Rory Challens, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Thanks, Dominique. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day forecast. And that's it to be 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other.